Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Coming at you with the next excerpt from my first novel, Black and White Odyssey of Eden in a series, so let's have at it where I left off. Walk to the southwestern side of the building, Thomas. Use the ambulance entrance in the back. Sarah collected the children, walking in front of them as Thomas walked behind. We're going to the western side of the building, Thomas yelled above the sound of the battle outside. The walls of the building shook violently as debris fell from the ceiling. Men and women ran in every direction, barking orders to various people, though they all seemed to barely notice Thomas and his group, as if they somehow knew what he was doing. While Thomas knew they needed to get to that bunker, he did not know how to safely ferry them to it. It was the faintest of whispers that guided him forward. Keep going. It told him, keep going. Something will come to you. The universe will find a path for you. Thomas opened the large mechanical door to the ambulance dock. He was met with a furious blaze of the remains of the two vehicles before him, the heat blasting his face in painful gales. Many of the children stumbled as Sarah put her hands up to protect them. The forested area beyond the ambulance bay, that will provide cover. No soldiers are in there right now. Follow me to that forested area up there. As the convoy of children funneled into the wooded area, machine gun fire from helicopters above followed in the asphalt they had just crossed as National Guard forces strafed a small outfit of Chinese soldiers that had rounded a corner, shredding their bodies as Thomas, Sarah, and the children watched. To their left, a couple massive explosions destroyed trees, sending wood, mud, and shrapnel in every direction, just outside range of hitting them. Don't stop now, Thomas. Get everyone to safety. Where do I go? Thomas thought. We're surrounded in every direction. Thomas's pallid brown skin glistened with sweat, leaving tread marks where beads had rolled down his face through the grime that had built up in his pores. Keep going, he yelled to the group. He looked upon the children. Many were crying quietly, but Thomas's resolve had kept a level of focus in all of them. They were determined just as he was. The scientist had gone through this scene many times before. Just as with all other events, he appeared only to be an observer, never able to change the ultimate outcome, only ever able to prolong it, move around the chess pieces. He clicked a button on the control panel to the right of the console, and the entire scene froze. The pitch-black room that encapsulated his machine suddenly became the scene playing out before him. The scientist's cheeks were sunken in, his teary eyes even more sullen and baggy than before. He was only 46 years old, but his emotional and spiritual exhaustion made him appear much older. Indeed, he was. This machine allowed for infinite manipulation of time, while the user inhabited it, and many methodologies by which this manipulation may be accomplished. Whether it were slowing down the progression of time for those inside the chamber, slowing down the scenes the user was watching, allowing entry into those scenes, speeding them up, or any number of other things. The power of the scientist's invention knew nearly no bounds. He was no longer limited by the linear progression of time, and could therefore attempt to change history. The key word here was attempt. He walked up to Thomas, an imposing figure even as in his worn-down state, and stared up at his face. Well, Thomas, he said evenly, desperation creeping in. I know exactly what's going to happen. It is always the same. It always happens. The scientist turned to the side, looking down at the forest floor before him, frowning deeply, then turned his head back up to Thomas. You never give up, Thomas. Never. 500 years of this, and you haven't yet. That's it for this one. I'll come back at you with the next excerpt later. Love y'all. Peace.